Welcome back to CryptoWealthy channel, guys. In today's episode, Sunday's episode, we're going to be doing technical analysis on the Bitcoin price on the longer period and short period also, because I saw something on the monthly and the weekly chart that I don't like, and it's still here and it's not bullish yet. Even so, we are bullish on this channel for the Bitcoin because we are seeing the bullish signs. We need to be careful and predict what could potentially happen on some indicators over here on the chart that we can see, to be careful of them, right? And now let's begin. First thing first, we need to mention elections that are coming in the US, and of course they could bring markets down in any segment whatsoever. But the thing that also we need to mention is it seems like that the stocks and the Bitcoin are starting slowly to detach from each other, because we all know that the Bitcoin lately in the previous months, let's say like that, is following stocks very much. So we can actually switch to the S&P 500, and the thing that you can see over here is very interesting. As you can see, in the previous 3 weeks or so, we had 3 red candles to the downside, but if we switch on the Bitcoin chart over here, as you can see, previous 4 candles even are actually green ones. So 1 month decoupling from the stocks is here. Now, could we expect some more, bullish movement in the Bitcoin and the bearish on the S&P? Of course, and I would really like to actually see bearishness in the S&P and bullishness in the Bitcoin in the next period of time, especially because of the elections. Because if we see stocks plunging and the Bitcoin rising still above these levels over here, then we can freely say that we actually detached from the S&P, at least for some mid-term. Also, we need to mention, we discussed about the price and about this many times in the previous months, and it seems like that happening. The reason also I predicted many months in the previous videos, if you go back in the April, those videos and stuff like that, once we have effect of the halving on the Bitcoin, there is a big probability that we will see decoupling from the S&P, from the traditional markets, even from the gold. So it seems like the effect is hitting the road right now, as we said it will, and it seems like that right now we can see some decoupling and some good news when it comes to the charts and the price. We need to mention something that I saw over here on the monthly and on the weekly chart. The thing that I'm worried about on the monthly chart over here that I need to mention is not the big candle, this big bullish candle. It's very good to see it, right? The problem is I'm seeing over here on the RSI. As you can see over here, RSI is showing us pretty much lower high over here. We cannot still count this as a bearish divergence because we are still not in overbought zone over here on the monthly chart on the RSI indicator. But the problem that is worrying me over here is Bitcoin is actually forming exaggerated bearish divergence over here, which means you have a flat top over here where we just draw it, and also you have clear lower high on the RSI, and that could be concerning. So the thing that I want to see over here on the chart is the Bitcoin push towards $14,000, which we are doing right now, and through the $14,000, finding level of support on these levels over here, and then bounce towards $20,000. Of course, we're going to have some setbacks, but right now I would really like to see breaking $14,000. Now, talking about divergences over here, we can even switch on the weekly chart, and what we can see also is the same thing. We have still same thing about bearish divergences. We are still in bearish zone over here, especially because right now we are actually eligible to see this bearish divergence playing out, just because we are in the overbought zone, and right now we can count this as a pure bearish divergence, and over here we have a flat top, bearish exaggerated divergence. So my prediction over here for the Bitcoin in the next week or so is, if we don't break $14,000, drop towards $12,000 or even $11,000 is very likely and very possible, because we have elections, we have a little bit overextended Bitcoin when everything is down, and also we do have bearish divergences over here. We need to do a technical analysis by the things that we are seeing on the charts, and not by the things that we think that may happen. So we are definitely going to be careful about these divergences over here. One thing that I need to mention on the weekly chart, if we bring the SMA, we actually detached from these SMAs over here, simple moving averages, for a long period of time, and we can say that we did not retest any of them for a long period of time, a long period of weeks. And if we measure last retouch of 50 simple moving average over here was 21 weeks ago, I think 22 weeks ago, which is 144 days. And whenever the price of something is too much overextended from some indicator, like we have over here on the moving averages, and even in the overbought zone into the RSI, we could and we should actually see some sort of a reversal, or at least retrace to those levels to find over here level of support and then bounce back, to let the bears take their profits, their money, and let us surge to the upside towards the next level. So this is the thing that that could actually happen in the next period of time because of the situation that we have in the world. Also, if we switch on the daily chart over here, the thing that we can see that we are above this tunnel over here, I just want to exclude those moving averages, and you can see that we did a direct retest of this red line over here and bounced back towards the upside. So far so good. Bitcoin is still making bigger prices, and it seems like that the bulls want to actually break this high over here. It's amazing how much resistance we have over here, because if we zoom in over here on the daily chart, we can see actually 1 week over here fight with the bears to break $14,000. It amazes me how we didn't actually came back all the way down after those two candles over here. I really thought that the Bitcoin will retrace to get more strength together, but if we switch on the 1 hourly chart, you can see over here that after this consolidation pattern, those two candles are actually over here. They're counted over here because this is 1 hourly chart, and we need actually 48 of those candles. So as you can see, Bitcoin retraced into this pennant over here, consolidate a little bit longer, and then break into the next pattern. As we can see over here, we still have one more flag to break, and these sort of a flags, which are a little bit stretched, I call them stretched flags, because over here we have a pretty stretched support while resistance is staying the same as the normal flag. These sort of patterns are actually bullish because we are making on this sort of a way, we are making higher low, and as you can see, this is one of the low, this is the lower low, and we already have over here lower high, and even right now we are retesting this trend line. So if we break this trend line over here, there is a big potential that we could break $14,000. If that happened, we could see parabolic move to the upside, because FOMO could hit the road. It's very interesting how the altcoins are not following, but we're going to cover that in some other video, maybe today. So make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you like this sort of content. I'm going to cover the Chainlink trade, what went wrong in that trade. Even so, we were in the plus 11 to 12%. What I did wrong, as I promised you on this channel, we're going to cover all mistakes, and we're going to even do live trades, and we are doing them. So make sure, if you like this sort of a content, to learn trading, learn on my mistakes also, and on your mistakes, what went wrong, what could you do better. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and to watch those titles when I upload those videos. So make sure to also hit that like button. So over here, for so far so good, Bitcoin is making double top with this $14,000 where we retested. I need to zoom out a little bit, for example, on the weekly chart. So yeah, if we break this line over here, or let's say this high, then we are most probably going to see the higher prices. So prepare yourselves, guys, because Bitcoin is ready to hit off if we break this line. If we don't break this line, as I mentioned, the traders are going to fulfill this bearish divergence for sure, because they are aware of it, especially on the weekly chart. All traders on all time frames are watching higher time frame because they are very important. They need to see first bigger picture before they enter intraday chart, intra-hourly chart, intra-minute chart, whatever you want to call it. They need to see this, and they're most probably are aware of this pattern. So be careful right now. If we don't break $14,000, we are most probably going to retrace some levels. So I think this is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to cover Bitcoin over here, the things that are worrying me a little bit on, shorter period of time. So we need to observe right now very carefully. And also, if you are interested into the VeChain and the chain link that I'm going to do about that trade that I mentioned and everything, just wait for another video. Most probably it's going to be tomorrow, but also it could be today if I'm not tired enough to speak, because I'm from work. Also, I'm working all the time, so we're going to see how that will play out for us. For now, so far so good. We're good to go to the upside. Make sure to observe charts, make sure to watch the news, also educate yourself about crypto space and everything. It's going to help you most probably with your investment and everything. And I want to thank each last one of you for watching our videos, and until the next episode, happy trading and goodbye.